Hi everyone, welcome to another interesting session. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is your boy Sam, all the way from Ontario, Canada. Today I'll be discussing the advantage of or the advantages of Canada over United Kingdom. I'll be telling you the differences and the advantage of Canada ahead of United Kingdom. Also, for those that are, that wants to travel and they are considering either UK or Canada or some Australia. But for this session, I will be, try to let you guys know the differences between, the UK and Canada, or I'll be telling you the advantages of Canada, comparing to United Kingdom. Okay, yes. So before you want to travel, it is expected that you do your analysis, you know, try to research, do some informations, because it's not about just traveling or just japa from Nigeria, just moving. You have to take some things into consideration, like cost of living, your tuition fee, life after school. The purpose of Japa, is it that really school, or just you're just using school routes to Japa, but you want to stay there, reside in that country, and of course get your permanent residency, from permanent residency then to citizenship. Okay, so from the beginning you have to draw your map, like Scorfield, Scorfield for prison break. You have to do that chart on the board. If I go to school in UK, from there, okay, I want to move to Canada. If I move to Canada, I'll get a job. I get my PR from there. When I become a citizen, I will move to United States. So you have to draw your chart, because I've seen in some cases where some people just travel and they got stuck. And my dear, for foreign land, for abroad, my brother, no friend, do everybody they jungle, nobody to help you. It's not like Nigeria that you just can call one of your guys that is balling out. But why sorry, quickly give me 500k, sorry from me 1 million, I'll return it in 2 weeks. Yeah. Although there are few people you can call low, because but man, I will tell you, to see someone to help you here is very, very scarce, or any other part, Western world, it's very, very scarce. So, because there are a lot of bills to pay, there are a lot of projects you want to do, everybody's just on their toes, trying to, move ahead in life. So, yeah. So, first thing to do, you have to plan. Please do your planning very, very well before you travel. Do your calculations. Please do your calculations very well. Try to plan very well, so that by the time you get to the other side where you're traveling to your destination, you won't be stalked. You won't be, getting some kind of surprises, and so that you won't be saying I die. No, please, because I've seen a lot of people that travel, and within less than 6 months they can't withstand the expenses, they can't withstand the environment, the social life. Some are being depressed, so you have to kind of settle down, consider the social life of where you're going, consider the bills you're going to pay, consider the change in environment, and also you have to consider some other, some people experience racial stuff too, so it's part of all those things that you, maybe in the bus, maybe in campus, there are a lot of things you have to think about before traveling. It's not about just traveling, then also the mentality, how to work, because the work mentality here is quite different from using Nigeria as a case study, like the way we work in Nigeria. Well, let me see, people that well, it depends on your hunger too. How you the hunger in you, the zeal, is also a factor. But I've seen people that are bankers, I've seen people that are lawyers, when they get here, you know, they'll be like, oh, you know, because there's this kind of work mentality here in Canada. There's this kind of stress with work because if you don't work, and also in any other Western world, if you don't work, there's no way you can pay your bills, and that's where the wahala will start. So to avoid all this wahala and every other unforeseen circumstances, please kindly, do your homework very well. So I'll be comparing Canada. I'll be doing comparison analysis Canada to UK right now. Okay, so number one, cost of living. Cost of living. I think UK is quite expensive than Canada, although we have some places in Canada that are extremely, expensive than any other place in the world, safe. But in general view of it all, in the entire Canada and comparing the entire UK together, what I mean by that is maybe you're comparing cities to cities, maybe Manchester, you're comparing to Toronto, you're comparing London to British Columbia, maybe Birmingham to Alberta, I think UK is more expensive. That's number one. And cost of living in UK is more expensive than Canada in the overview of it all, right? In general view. Then in terms of insurance, maybe car insurance, house insurance, and other insurance here and there, UK insurance is also expensive than Canada. Then in terms of job opportunities, Canada has a lot of job opportunities compared to UK. And also the numbers of job that is available in Canada is enormous compared to jobs in UK. Okay, so in terms of job, Canada is a good destination. In terms of low insurance, Canada, comparing to UK, Canada is good. In terms of cost of living, Canada is cheap compared to UK. Then in terms of getting a permanent residency, I think Canada is best. In fact, Canada is the best destination comparing to UK, because as a student here in Canada, when you are done with your school and you have your postgraduate work permit, right? When you do 1 year after your postgraduate work permit, the next following year you can apply for your permanent residency. I don't think you can do that in UK. I'm not sure, but I think you can do that. For instance, you're doing a 1 year diploma course in Canada. After a 1 year diploma course, the next year, are you able to work 1 full year? Then the third year, you apply for a permanent residence. It's as simple as that. And also, you don't have to wait for that long. If you have your evaluation ready, you have your what's it called, your English test ready, and you have job experience, maybe 5 to 10 years, or even 4 to 10 years before you come into Canada. Even while you're in Canada as a student, when you have your money as proof of funds, you can go ahead and apply for PR. You don't necessarily need to wait till you finish school before you can apply for PR. You can use your job reference, you can use your job experience, your educational qualification, the WES or ICAS. You can use your English test. If you have written your English test, you can use all these things to apply, even immediately when you come to Canada, and you can apply for PR. You don't necessarily need to wait. That's a great opportunity for you guys being in Canada over UK. And also, Canada is closer to United States, where you have enormous large opportunities of job in United States. So we're just there's some borders you can just walk through, like open borders, So when you have a permanent residency, when you have a citizenship here in Canada, it's a good opportunity for you to move to United States to work, and you get more money because the dollar is more than what's it called, Canadian dollar. However, when you calculate the amount you're making in Canada to US, as I say, at times it's almost the same thing, regardless that their dollar is more, right? So is there an opportunity for you being in Canada? You'll be able to go to United States, do whatever you want to do, even if you're not going there for job, you can even, go there for visitation. And with your PR, when you have a PR, most likely you'll be given like 10 years, what's it called, visa. If you're on student visa and work visa, I think you'll be given like 5 years, a visa to United States. So it's an opportunity for you to be in Canada. You'll be able to get your permanent residency quickly, and also, which I think in the UK is kind of tight. Yes. And also, let me use another example. People working as a healthcare assistants in UK, right? 5 years, the ones that are doing right now, 5 years work visa for healthcare assistants. For healthcare assistants here in Canada, when you work 1 year, after full 1 year, the next year, the second year, beginning of that second year, if you have gathered all your resources, your WES, you have done your English language test, and you have the document to show that you have worked 1,560 hours, right? And you have worked for 1 full year as a care assistant here in Canada. The next year, you can apply for permanent residency. But in UK, you have to work that 5 years. I think you have to work for that 5 years before you can be able to apply for permanent residency. So it's just a waste of time. So in Canada, you'll be able to get your PR as quickly as possible. Then also in terms of citizenship, like I said, once you get your PR, when you live in Canada for 3 years, the 4th year, 3 years to 4th year, you'll be able to apply for your citizenship. And so that's another advantage. Also in terms of childbirth and citizenship, if you're in UK as a foreigner, maybe a student, a visitation, or you're even with work visa, when you give birth, your child won't be able to get a citizenship. I will call it soy, But here in Canada, when you're a student, even if you are visiting, and by chance you delivered while you're in Canada, your child will be given citizenship. Okay, that's another advantage of Canada. And also you'll be able to get a child support from the government, which is some certain amount of money the government will be giving you, right? So, and also to another point, security. In terms of security, Canada is so peaceful. Like, everybody is just serious in this country. Like, if you're not a serious type, or you're not someone that you can develop yourself, please don't come to Canada, because that alone will give you depression, right? When you just talk to some fellow or some people around you, maybe in church or something, you see someone say, "Oh, I just finished this course in this university, and the next 3 months I'm going for another one." You'll be like, what's happening? You just feel like you've been left out. So people here in Canada are super serious with life. Honestly, people are so too much hyper serious in Canada. I don't know why. So due to this factor, due to this reason, you hardly see any crime in Canada. Like, usually there's almost zero crime in Canada. For me, I don't remember the last time I locked my car door. Honestly, it's always there opened. Even the house, at times you don't lock the house, because there's no reason for anybody to come and steal, So in terms of security, Canada is good, comparable to UK. And these other last points, which is in Canada, the social life in Canada is zero. Like I said earlier, people are super serious in Canada. The social life is zero. And that's the reason why when someone is doing a birthday, someone is doing a child dedication, or someone is doing graduation, or some people celebrate their permanent residency card, or when they get their citizenship, a lot of people will troop in, any little space for social gathering, you see a lot of people, coming out. You like, hey. So a lot of people need some time to, socialize in Canada, but due to the work ethics and schooling and career, whatever, people are just so super serious in Canada. So if you're super serious, you enjoy Canada. Very peaceful, very quiet, no noise, So with all these few points, you'll be able to do your calculations very well. I've talked about cost of living. Canada is cheaper. In terms of insurance, Canada is cheaper to UK. In terms of job opportunities, Canada has a lot of job opportunities. And for the fact that Canada is closer, it's just closer border with the United States. If you're in Canada, there's an opportunity. If you apply for jobs in the United States, you can get the jobs easily. So for Canada being beside United States is a great opportunity as well. Then in terms of citizenship by birth, when you give birth in Canada, your child will automatically become a citizen, but in UK you cannot. Then also in charge of child benefits, there's a child benefit in Canada. So even if you don't have citizenship or PR, if your legal status in Canada, maybe a foreigner that is working and you give birth here in Canada, your child will be given the citizenship, and there will be a child a benefit from the government in terms of security, in terms of safety. Canada is more safer than United Kingdom, and the only point I can say, UK is more lively, social life, Davido's concerts, Wizkid, Burna Boy, Beyonce, UK is bubbling. Although we do have some social lives in Toronto, British Columbia, but in the general view of Canada, it's just very calm, very lovely, and zero social life. Okay, this is where I'll leave for now for this video. In my next video, I will be talking about how you can quickly gather your resources, how you can go about doing your English test, or how you can register for your either WES or doing your evaluation, because some people have been asking, how do I do this evaluation, how do I register for my English test, how do I go about it? So in my next video I'll be discussing on that. Okay, thank you for your time, guys, and please kindly subscribe and share. Okay, I love you guys. See you some other time. Bye.